is going on, guys? Welcome to another live broadcast. Today, guys, I am going to kind of bring you behind the scenes a little bit. This video is going to be built and recorded for my Brand Doctors Growth Club members. And I figured I would share this publicly. Oh, hold on one second. I'm bringing this one live to you guys today because I think, one, I want you guys to get a inside look at some of the content that we create for the Brand Doctors Growth Club group coaching program. The other thing that I want to do is I want to deliver a message in regards to confidence, because I feel a lot of small business owners, entrepreneurs, confidence is one of the key crutches or killers. How do I say this? Lack of confidence is one of the biggest killers in business building, brand building, being able to sell your product at a premium or your service as a premium. So I really want to go through 5 confidence boosters that will help you grow your brand and sell more products and services. So I'm going to share screens right now and get right into it. So let me see here. Boop, boop, boop. All right. So again, guys, 5 confidence boosters that are going to help you grow your brand and sell more products or services. So I had a quote that was told to me a long, long time ago by my buddy Frank Kern. And he said, the level of confidence someone has in you is directly related to the amount of money they are willing to spend with you. And it took me a minute to sort of digest this and get this into my nervous system, because it's so true. You know, when people have a gut feeling about you in a positive way, in a confident way, they will be willing to spend any amount of money. Why? Because they believe in you. And it's your responsibility to build that trust and to build that confidence in them in order for them to do business with you. Because I always say, if you want a $50,000 deal, you better have a $50,000 relationship established. Otherwise, it ain't going down. Okay? So I really want you guys to understand that this here will be vital going forward when it comes to building your brand and really connecting with your audience and building that trust. The level of confidence someone has in you is directly related to the amount of money they are willing to spend with you. So if they don't trust you, they're only going to spend a little bit with you. But if they have full trust in you, they will pull out the checkbook and they will write the amount, and it doesn't matter. And it's history from there. So let's get into it, guys. Confidence booster number 1, the one that I use on a daily basis, is the 5-minute journal. And there is a hardcover version of this book, of this journal, and then there's the app that you could download off of, I think they have it for both Android and Apple, but just type in the 5-minute journal in the query and it'll come up. But one of the things that really has helped me build my confidence is asking myself these 3 questions and writing them down every single day. And the first question that the journal asks you is, I am grateful for what? And you got to write down 3 things. One of the things that has really opened my eyes is you can't be grateful and angry at the same time. And so when I realize how much I have in my life, right? From a personal standpoint, from a professional standpoint, and just taking a second each morning to be grateful for each of that, you know, it helps me focus on what I have versus what I don't have. And I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs, they worry about, oh, we don't have enough sales. We don't have enough leads. We don't have enough referral partners. We don't have enough this. We don't have enough that. And they start to get discouraged, and that puts them in a vicious cycle. And I want you guys to get out of that mindset. I don't want you guys to think about what you don't have. I want you to think about what you do have. So ask yourself each morning, what am I grateful for? 3 things. And I'm not saying that they have to be these big glaring things. Like the one day I wrote, you know, I'm happy to have another day above ground, right? The one day I wrote, you know, I'm grateful for the happiness that Canelo, my dog, brings to our family every day. You know, tiny little things like that go a long, long way. So think about what you're grateful for and remember. And then the other thing that it asks you is, what will I do today to make today great? What will I do today to make today great? So whether it be getting out there and helping somebody that's in desperate need of branding help, right? If it's just opening the door for somebody as you walk through the post office or the grocery store, I'm telling you, these little things move mountains if you do them consistently. All right. And then the last thing is the daily affirmation. I am blank. And you got to fill it in. You know, and so if you're not pumping yourself with positivity, if you're not pumping yourself up with affirmations that are going to help progress your growth, progress your professionalism, progress your personal relationships with people, then I don't know what to tell you. I always tell folks, like, your mind is so powerful, and the stories that you tell yourself are so powerful, right? If you're not putting the right stuff, if you put shit in your head, you're going to get shit output. And it sounds crazy, but it is the 1000% truth. So I am very leery of who I hang around with now, the content that I create, or the content that I read, I should say. Like last night, for example, it was the saddest thing. My wife and I are laying in bed, and the Channel 4 News came on, and the headline, the first thing that they said was someone threw an 8-month-old baby into the East River to die. And it was a patron walking by, and they saw something in the water, and they pointed down. I said, "Oh my God, that's a baby in the water." So the guy jumped in, retrieved the baby. Unfortunately, the baby died. 8 months old. And that rattled Tori and I, because Dante's just about to turn 1 next week. How can someone fathom doing such a thing? You know, and I immediately turned the news off. I said, Tor, that's why I don't watch the news anymore. Not because I want to be ignorant to the world and live in this fluffy place, you know, but I can't fill my mind with that. That to me is just insanity. That to me is just unbearable, unreal. You throw an 8-month-old baby. I don't care how bad it is. You know, you don't throw an 8-month-old baby into the East River to drown. So, you know, it's what you put into your mind is what you're going to get out. So make sure that it's powerful. Make sure that it's strong. All right. Nigel Massey says, I have made happiness my best friend. It goes with me everywhere, and I share it with everyone. That's awesome, Nigel. I appreciate that for you sharing that. For those of you guys that aren't, that may not know, I'm actually broadcasting this via Facebook Live because, again, this particular group coaching call, I really want people to see this and hear this, because confidence, if you don't have confidence and self-esteem, kiss your ass goodbye when it comes to entrepreneurship, because you're going to get a lot of no's. You're going to get a lot of, you're going to get a lot of failures. And if you can't bounce back, if you can't figure out how to keep yourself floating, then entrepreneurship isn't for you. I don't know what to tell you. So let's move on. Confidence booster number 2. And this is, I would say, probably the most important out of them all. Okay? But it's repetition. Repetition is the mother of skill. I can't tell you how many people come to me and think that they're just going to create a 6, 7, 8-figure business off the, like in a snap. You know, and those folks aren't willing to invest the time, the energy, the money, the effort into creating a brand that is going to potentially outlast them. And I tell them, listen, it took me 10.5 years to get to where I'm at today. I made so many mistakes. I've made a ton of money. I've lost a ton of money. I've made it back, lost it, made it back. And as I get older and as I get more mature and my business matures, I'm starting to make better decisions. But it didn't happen overnight. I didn't get to become a designer of this caliber and a brand strategist of this caliber overnight. I consistently read, I consistently mastered my craft, I consistently designed. You know, when I first started designing, I didn't even have a mouse. I had a laptop computer with the mouse pad on the laptop, and I literally designed with my finger until I was able to afford more tools, and I bought an external mouse and I started to get down with it. But repetition got me to where I'm at today. So it is the mother of all skill, and I want you to remember that. So continue to master your craft, which brings me into the confidence booster number 3. Consistently master your craft. So my man Kid Rock says, whatever your craft is, be a master at it. Being half-assed at something, people will eventually see through it. And that's what I'm seeing on the internet these days. I'm seeing a lot of people come and go, fly-by-night marketers, fly-by-night. I mean, you name it, right? They're out there. And I have to tell you, eventually people are going to see through your bullshit. And so I want you guys to continue to master your craft. I was telling my cousin the other day when we went out for dinner on Friday, I said, listen, guy by the name of Dan Locke, he says, you got to find a high income skill set. It lies inside of you. Everybody, I'm a believer of people, right? And I believe that everyone has a superpower. You just got to figure out where it is and what it is, and hone in on it and scale it and use it to your advantage, right? And be a master at it. You know, in order to be effective, you have to be selective. So instead of just trying to be everything to everyone, stop. Master a single craft. Okay? My wheelhouse is design. My wheelhouse is brand development and strategy. I'm not trying to be a Facebook ads guru. I'm not trying to be someone who is a webinar master. That's Joel Irway's business, right? That's, I'm not trying to be the guy for mindset and spirituality and mindfulness. I'm trying to be the best brand strategist and the best designer and creative mind I could possibly be. And I'm not deviating from it. I am not deviating from it. I am not getting distracted. Oh, well, why don't you try this? It was so funny. I bought a new Surface Pro the other day, and I wanted to get more, I wanted to start getting into video editing, right? I thought that this would be a good idea because I could create things on the fly and not have to pay one of my guys to do the editing for me, right? Stupidest thing that ever got into my head. So I gave it a whirl. I went in, I started watching tutorials for Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro, and I realized that the learning curve was like this. For those that you could see me in the little box, the learning curve was like this. And I was like, there's no freaking way I am going to be a master at Premiere Pro anytime soon. So I decided, instead of trying to go down that route, how about I keep my eyes open for a more creative video editor? And that popped into my head last week, and it was so crazy, guys. It was so crazy. Out of nowhere, I get a DM on Instagram. Hey, man, if you ever need any video editing skills, let me know. I'd love to help. I checked out his site, and I was blown away. I was like, this is the guy that I need to have on my team. Had a little interview with him on Friday. We did some work over the weekend, and bam. Now I don't have to worry about video editing at all. And I have a guy in my team who's doing amazing work for me on the fly. I mean, his turnaround time is insane. His creativity is the look and feel, and the dynamics of his creativity is so awesome. It's just a perfect fit. Bam. You know, so there I go. I almost got off track, you know, and I realized this is not a good use of my time. I need to stay focused. So Chris McIntosh says, people need to keep being half-assed. 90% of my clients come from them. My niche has been cleaning up. Yeah, after the half-assers. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, for those folks that are going to continue to be half-assed, we're going to get all the business after that, because the clients are going to be, I can't tell you how many people come to me and say, somebody effed up my funnel. I need you to fix it. I'd be happy to do that. It's going to be a premium price, because I'll tell you right now, we're not cheap, but it happens all the time. Nigel Massey said, you work hard to get to where you are. Now, naive people seeing you recently think success should be quick and easy. It's a lifetime of effort and experience. Yes, hands down. You hit the nail on the head, Nigel. So, okay, moving right along. Confidence booster number 4. Follow through on your promises. I cannot tell you how important this is. And so here's a little quote that I want you to remember. When you feel like quitting, think about why you started. For those of you guys that know me, I wear this bracelet and I wear it every day, and I've never taken it off. I've never taken it off since it's probably going on 2.5 years now. It says, remember why you started. And big shout out to my man, Colby K, who gave me this when I was out in Arizona and meeting him for the first time. And I cannot begin to tell you how much confidence comes from actually delivering the promise that you said you were going to deliver. You know, there's something that happens to us when we deliver on our promise and we see the look on our clients' faces of respect, of happiness, of enjoyment, of the confidence, right? When we deliver what we promise we deliver, there's something that happens to us. You know, every time I deliver a ClickFunnels project or a brand strategy diagnosis and discovery program, there's a little bit inside of me that grows. There's a little bit inside of me that is proud. You know, you promised this individual something and you delivered. That's huge, guys. So every time you want to sort of nod off, or you want to I'll get to that later, or it's really not that important. Think about why you started this business. It was so funny. My wife and I were getting a new stovetop and we're getting a new dishwasher, right? So 3 weeks ago, my wife calls Sears and she books everything, and they had to reschedule like 3 times. Finally, we get a confirmation over the weekend that they were coming today, right? We get a phone call this morning. My wife gets a phone call this morning saying that the installers never received the products from Sears, so they can't come today to do the work. They rescheduled 3 times. And then the day of, they tell us it ain't going to happen because we don't have the products to bring to you. You should have heard my wife this morning. You should have heard her. Right? So what happened? We canceled the entire order. We're going to go down to Lowe's today. My wife scoped it out. We're going to save $300 and we're going to have the stuff installed by the end of the week. See what happens when you don't deliver your promise? It's so important today, guys, to deliver your promise. I used to call my contracts, and I used to call my contracts, and then I went to agreements, right? Now I call them promises. I could say, you know, I'm going to send you a 1-page promise, and it's everything that we just talked about, but it's in writing, because I really want you to understand that I'm a man of integrity and I will do what it takes to get the job done. And I want you to be confident in your investment. So here is a promise that I'm going to deliver, and I want it to be signed and reviewed and returned immediately so we can move forward. So start using those little tricks in your head and start calling your agreements and contracts promises. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised what that does on a psychological or subconscious level. Okay? So confidence booster number 5, as we turn the corner here and begin to wrap up, do more of what makes you happy. Do more of what makes you happy. So learn to say no to the good so you can say yes to the best. Yeah, I recently found this out quite quickly, that from years of being in business, it's 10 and a half years now, right? Going to be 11 years in September. The first 5 years, I was doing things much, much differently than what I'm doing now. For example, I said yes to absolutely everything. No job was too small. And I just churned and burned and worked my ass off, right? And I took jobs that I shouldn't have taken. I realized that some of the work that I took back in the day, I shouldn't have, because it wasn't my wheelhouse. And what happened? It was unsatisfactory result. My reputation gets bruised. Your confidence gets slumped because you didn't deliver on your promise. Now imposter syndrome creeps in, right? Now I say no more than I say yes. People, best friends the other day, I just started my business. I need printing material, blah, blah, blah. I don't really print anymore, guys. Sorry, right? I can't help you. That's going to take me away from the clients that need my help from the branding development standpoint. That's going to take away from the clients that are getting premium brand identity created. I have to say no more. because that's going to open up more opportunities and more time for me to focus in on what really matters. So here's how I want to tie this into confidence booster number 5. You are going to, as you get more successful, opportunities are going to be thrown at you. And you really need to be selective on what you spend your time and energy on. And people are going to judge you. People are going to say that'll never work. People are going to say, who do you think you are? Why do you think you're so important? You need to ignore all of that and focus in on what means the most to you. And you got to go all in and be all in. Because if you don't believe it, if you're doubting yourself, what makes you think your audience is going to believe you? So I hope this is sinking in. I hope this is soaking in. These are so important when it comes to confidence and self-esteem building. Self-esteem is supposed to come from the self. I heard Will Smith say that over the weekend in a video. You guys, some of you guys are looking, and I did this too myself, are looking for so much external validation that you're forgetting to be the innovator that you truly are. So self-esteem comes from within. It comes from action. It comes from repetition. It comes from doing the things that you love to do. It comes from mastering your craft. That's where this comes from. So if you're not focusing in on confidence building activity, you're only going to get so far. You're only going to get so far. So I have a quick little bonus for you that I want to share with you before I jet. And I want you to stop caring so much about what people think. Okay? I want you to stop caring about what people think so much. Stay focused, ignore the distractions, and you will accomplish your goals much faster. I can't begin to tell you how important it is to really get super focused on what it is that you want out of your life and what it is that you want out of your business. And I realized now that I have my little guy here, he's about to turn 1 next week. The business is getting to the next level. I'm working with less people, but making more money, which was a goal of mine for years. Specifically this one, as I refined the entire business and really focused in on the core folks that I want to help. People are going to talk. And you know what? Let them. Because I realize as I get older, nothing really matters. Nothing really matters when you look at the big picture. When you look at the big picture, nothing really matters. So I want you to get super clear on what it is you want out of your business and out of your life. For me, it's time. I value my time more than anything. It's the most valuable asset we all have. We could all make more money. We could lose money. We can make more of it, but we're never going to get our time back. So if I'm not working with people that I enjoy and I love working with, then I'm wasting time. So everything comes back to time for me. So is this going to help me get to where I want to be faster? Or is this going to slow me down? Is this going to fulfill me personally and professionally if I spend this much time on it, or isn't it? Time. So whatever that focus is for you, I want you to triple down on it. And I want you to stop caring about what everybody else thinks. And I want you to do you. That is the only way, honestly, you're going to get to where you want to be. You have to break through that noise, break through that distraction, and just continue to keep it moving. It's the only way. It's the only way. So there you have it, guys. I hope you got some value out of today's video and message. And this is just one of the many topics of discussion that we talk about inside of the Brand Doctors Growth Club. Every week, I do a video like this, and I will bring to you as much value as I possibly can when it comes to helping you build your business and grow your brand and help you sell more of your products or service, because that's at the end of the day, that's what you want. Otherwise, why be in business? All right. And then some other things that we do inside of the group, we do some hot seats. We do one-on-one consultation where I'll bring somebody on board. It's sort of like a hot seat, but people can chime in and help each other out. This is a group effort, man. Business is a team sport. So if you're trying to do this by yourself, good luck. So I've worked with many mentors and many coaches in the past, and I find like the group coaching setting is great for some people because you get that insight from other folks. Me, I'm more of a one-on-one type of guy. That's really going to help me move the needle. So I invest in the one-on-one coaching myself, but I like the group atmosphere at the same time. So if you guys are interested in, joining the Brand Doctors Growth Club, just go to my website, uniquedesigns.net, and you'll see group coaching. Just click it and enroll. And then you'll be on the list and you'll be getting this type of content delivered to you, and you'll be able to interact and really get involved. And it's going to save you a tremendous amount of time when it comes to growing your brand and building your business. One of my clients said to me the other day, Henry, you've helped me compress time. And without having the knowledge and wisdom that you provided in the coaching, I still would have been spinning my wheels. And so time is your most valuable asset. Depending on what you want to do with your business, it's completely up to you. But there's the fast way. And then there's the way that sometimes people just have to make the mistakes on their own and go through it on their own. And, unfortunately spend a whole bunch of money that they didn't have to spend, but that's the only way they're going to learn. So it's up to you guys, but I hope you enjoyed this. Again, another awesome video on how to build confidence inside of yourself to help you sell more product and service. So have an amazing day, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video.